Good afternoon. I'm Carly Lang.
I'm Sherry Jackson. The CBS 42 storm team's been tracking Milton all week long. So we begin this afternoon with Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Dave Nussbaum with the very latest on Milton's track.
Well, Sherry, Milton's turning into a very large hurricane. At one point, it was only 200 miles wide. Now you can see it stretches from Cancun all the way up here to about Charlotte with the cloud field, even parts of far southeast Alabama dealing with a little bit of some cloud cover with it. But the latest radar does show that the eye is starting to get closer here towards, say, parts there of the Florida West Coast, from Tampa, Bradenton, Port Charlotte area back to Cape Coral, Fort Myers area, and still moving off to the northeast at 17. Winds have been down. Again, it's battling this wind shear, so they're down to 120, and the pressure about 948 millibars. So it's still going to be likely a major hurricane. That's Category 3 as it works its way onshore, heading throughout the evening tonight and early tomorrow morning. So as it moves on in, you'll notice here overnight tonight, that's where it'll make that landfall there, somewhere Tampa, Bradenton, Sarasota area there, as likely a major hurricane. Category 3 winds there, again, potentially 115 miles per hour. Getting to Orlando about 1 o'clock in the morning there with a 90-mile-per-hour winds, and then quickly going out to sea kind of near the Bermuda area, losing its tropical characteristics once it goes out into the open Atlantic. So still watching this one very closely. Fortunately for us, we're not dealing with much in the way of any issues. However, the wind field is starting to really expand with the system, and more on that is meteorologist Jacob Woods. And Jacob, you've kind of got a good perspective of what this wind field is going to be growing to.
Yeah, Dave, so when we see hurricanes or any tropical system weaken, it's really just trying to transfer that energy somewhere else. It has to get rid of it, and the way it does that is expanding the wind field. So the yellow is where you've got tropical storm force winds, and the red is hurricane force winds. Notice that as this storm has progressed closer to Florida, that wind field has expanded, and it will continue to do so over the next 12 to 24 hours. That's why the impacts are going to be far-reaching from north to south Florida, anywhere from Tampa to Bradenton down to Cape Coral, even further inland into Orlando. Wind gust over 100 miles per hour. So some very destructive winds are coming to that neck of the woods. As the center of the storm is going to get closer towards Tampa Bay, notice the winds here completely coming onshore, perpendicular to the shoreline here. That means that the storm surge from Bradenton down towards Laurel, Port Charlotte, 10 to 15 feet, which is deep enough to get into the second story of a home or building. So some life-threatening storm surge on the way, even Tampa Bay, 8 to 12 feet, and same for Cape Coral to its south. Not only will the storm surge be a big impact, but the inland flooding just along and north of the Interstate 4 corridor is going to be destructive, some places getting over 10 inches of rain.